You heard us reviewing this title in our last video. Now we're going to help you get a great start in Planet Crafter. Just landing! Hello Space Monkey, you're watching Space Crazy. Welcome to the channel and to our 10 beginner tips for Planet Crafter. My name is Serta and I will be your host for this video. If you want to know what I'm talking about, check the video up there where I reviewed this indie game, which a lot of you seemed to enjoy. By the way, thanks to all the subscribers and welcome to the family. Here's 10 things that will help you get a fast and good start in Planet Crafter. Much as you may feel overwhelmed by everything, this should be your highest priority at the beginning. Right after you've landed, you can build a couple of things. Go on and build them as soon as you can, they are going to be a great help. Each and every one of them, it's worth getting the resources and the right way to start the game, no matter what difficulty you are playing on. To get far in this game, exploring is indispensable. Be it to get faraway minerals or to check all the wrecks, you will be traveling a lot. Until the planet has enough oxygen, you will need to take a breath now and then. So before you go anywhere, take 3 iron, 2 titanium and 1 silicon with you to build a living compartment and a door. Get in and refill your oxygen. Oh yeah. Sweet, sweet oxygen. Another good thing of building these lodges is that you can drop unneeded resources in there for later when you may need them, or to make space in your backpack for more important stuff. I also built these in front of the entry to any wreck so I can refill my oxygen and get rid of anything I have on me at the same time, only to go exploring the wreck once again. By the way, for tips about the more complex wrecks, we're working on a video about that, so you may want to subscribe to the channel like so many before you. For reasons we won't go into now, as it would be a spoiler, this planet is filled with wrecks. Some are visible from the beginning, others will come visible later, but exploring them is an excellent idea as soon as you have at least the tier 1 deconstruction chip and the tier 1 flashlight, as they have a lot of resources, many a blueprint and are a minigame all upon themselves. In parts, quite the maze. At the beginning they won't be too difficult to handle, but they get more and more complex the more you progress. As I said, we're working on a video about wrecks, especially the later game wrecks. By far the most space is in the central plateau right here. Your landing place will be underwater soon and you will want a lot of space for later when you are able to build more and more stuff. Also, it'll be a good place for your drones to fly to and back, as it's quite in the middle of the known map. Unless they land directly on you, meteors are great news. They normally bring new resources, and the more you advance in your terraforming, the more they'll drop difficult to get resources. To be clear, meteors won't break anything you've built or any wrecks. They will drop more or less interesting resources, but if they land on you, they'll cost you health and maybe your life. But other than that, they are your allies. So go and collect stuff once they've stopped dropping. While there will come a time when you won't need to care about minerals and other resources, that time is not now. You don't know what you will need, you don't know how much of it you will need. Building storage costs you 1 to 3 iron minerals, and iron is very easy to come by. Build as many as you need, give them names so you know what you have where, and once you run out of space, build the next storage. Everything and anything can be important down the road, and you have a lot to build to terraform this planet. Most people, I suppose, divide them by minerals, but you do you, of course. This game is Nikola Tesla's dream, as the energy you are producing via windmills, photovoltaic, nuclear or fusion is something you can use anywhere. Anything you've built anywhere uses the energy from the producers you've built anywhere, which means you can end up building them far away from the central plateau, as you don't need to tend them. Build and forget until you upgrade them. On the flip side, this means that anything you build anywhere will eat up energy from your producers. Keep an eye on that, especially at the beginning, as you will regularly run low on energy. Wrecks are not the only thing you can and should explore. Keep your eyes open for stairs that lead to the underground bases of those who came before you. These bases are not as complex as wrecks, but are still chock full of resources and sometimes even a blueprint. And the messages scattered around give you a bit of background lore. These stairs are often not easy to see, so if you see something strange, check it out now. Right where you landed, there's a secret room you can find that will bring you some lore and some resources. Go to the mountain in the opposite direction of the first wreck, this right here, and set your tool to deconstruct. Walk around the wall pointing the tool at the wall, and there will be a moment the game tells you to deconstruct. Do so and a small opening appears. This is the entrance to the secret room. In what I call the third wreck, which is this right here, there is a secret room you can find just like the first with your deconstruction tool. Leave the cockpit behind, enter the ship and go right, then straight up. You'll have to deconstruct some debris along the way, which you of course do with your deconstruction tool. Add the veggie tubes, left and up the first stairs you find, then straight into the room with the fusion cell compartment. And at the right, if you keep your deconstruction tool on, the game will offer to deconstruct the wall for you. Activate the tool and ta-da! There's some goodies! Most of it is randomized, but I've always found 2 blueprints. Although, as far as I know, they've always been kinda different ones. For those who've watched until here, first of all, thank you very much for that. Consider subscribing and becoming part of the family. And second, here's a bonus tip as way of thank you for watching. For some of the later game wrecks, I've set myself up with what I call a wreck backpack. I always have with me 2 food, 2 water, 2 oxygen and as many flares as I can, as I use the flares as breadcrumbs to know where I was, where I am going and how to get back to the oxygen lodge and therefore back to safety. Things are more complex than that, but having these with me have saved me time and time again. Do you also have tips to share? Do you have any questions? Don't hesitate to use the comments below this video. Not only does it help us getting viewed by the almighty algorithm, lord of the fate of any YouTube channel, but we may be able to help you, or you may be giving a beginner an excellent tip.